Regardless of how you feel, it is what it is, right? It really doesn't matter, right? But this is the biggest thing. This is the thing that I kind of want to let you think about. Black community, we have to understand that there is no one torch carrier, right? So this man came in, this man brought so much awareness and attention to the last 3 years, and whatever he decides to do to move forward, that's okay. Because this is the problem. Too many people of color expect one person to carry the torch. Okay? So that's the reason why I made it Deon Sanders' torch, as there are more than enough of us to be torch carriers. But unfortunately, the people in my community who look like me, you always are looking for one individual savior. You're always looking for one person to do everything, for one person to carry everything, for one person to understand and be understanding and do this and do that. That is unfair to the people in the community. I'm one of the people in the community that when you actually get out here and you sacrifice things in your life, and the people that you trying to help have the nerve and audacity to say something when you say no, or when you decide to move forward, or when you decide to allow something that's going to help you help them. Because this is the thing here. What people are not talking about is all of the things that man went through negatively in the last 3 years. No one is talking about how recently, I just shared this video on my TikTok page. No one is talking about how his cars have been broken into. I think the more recent game that he had, all of his stuff was stolen. His phone, his wallet, I think he said his hat. Like, also, too, let's just be clear. Majority of his money that he was making, the little $300K that they was paying him, half of that was going back to the school. Okay, he's brought so many resources. He's brought. Didn't he build the? I don't know what he built, because I'm not into football, all that like that. But I follow Coach Prime. But I'm not a football watcher. I'm not a sports watcher. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything, right? What I do know, and what I've been following, is that man's character, of what he's doing, of what he's speaking. But at the end of the day, people who will go and leave a Family Dollar job to go to Wendy's for another dollar or two are the ones on here on the internet that have something to say about a man who is actually out here walking and talking. Too many of y'all get on this internet and run your fucking mouth, and you're not doing shit. How many of you have donated back to a HBCU? How many of you would give up your 3 years and take less pay for 3 years and still provide resources and still give back and still make sure these kids are good? Every single thing that man has do has improved Jackson State. And so for anybody on here that's black and talking smack and got the nerve to say that this man is now a sellout, y'all are weak and whack-minded people who have never ever done nothing a day in your life, who have never ever sacrificed nothing a day in your life. You will never understand. When you are God-led and God-fed, and that's just what he said. I don't have to explain what God told me to do. I don't have to explain what my assignment is. Your assignment ain't my assignment. And God not explaining nothing to none of y'all, so why I got to do it? In so many words. When those of us who are chosen, we will always be talked about. Somebody will have something to say about you at the end of the day. But ain't none of y'all doing shit. If you ain't making no moves, if you ain't never gave back, I ain't gave much, but I have at least gave away $4,000 in scholarships for students to go to HBCUs. Like, I'm doing my little part in my business. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to wait until I get this amount of money. No, I decided to put up $1,000 and give that to 4 different students. I did what I can right now. I'm not on the internet running my mouth like that's what majority of you do. But I cannot literally believe that y'all are really on here talking about this man and saying he a sellout and saying he this and saying he that. Let's also be clear. Let's also put the stats up, because at the end of the day, I just also made a post on my Facebook, a screenshot of all of the top colleges and what the top coaches are paid. Every single one of them are $5 to $10 million being paid. And this man supposed to sit here at a black school and stay at $300K. That's not helping him. That's taken away from funds. That's gonna come out later on. Watch how much more stuff come out. Funds have been misused. Money that was supposed to go to the athletics department didn't make it there. How many times is he supposed to keep overlooking stuff? How many times is he supposed to stop and keep saying, okay, I'm gonna keep working with y'all? No. It's called, man, I need better resources. I need to get it together. If I can move around and go over here and make this 5 mil, guess what? Bet is still going to help 70 to 85% black male students, because that's who's going to the league anyway. That's who's in college anyway. Okay? So even if he is at wherever he going, I don't even remember the name of the school. I don't give a damn where it's at. Colorado, Florida, whatever. Wherever it is, he's going to be an impact. He's going to have an impact. Point blank, period. But the fact of any of y'all on here that's running your mouth and got something to say about that man in a negative way, that really just show how whack and weak and warped most of y'all mindsets are. And then you wonder why you have no people that want to work with the community. You wonder why you have no people that want to come and give back. I was watching Ricky Smiley feed, and he was saying the same thing. He shut his whole non-for-profit down because he got tired of going to neighborhoods and communities and helping people, and they got the nerve to be complaining. He giving back book bags, and they telling him, well, too bad I can't get 6. And he said, you just got 4. I just gave you 4 book bags filled, and you mad that you couldn't get 6? Like, this is the type of crap that we deal with our community, and y'all whack and weak as fuck for that shit. And I'm tired of it. I have never seen nothing, or I don't get into this whole social media craze, but one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak up when it comes to the righteous. And one thing, that man is not doing nothing wrong at all. You cannot sit here and ever say he a sellout when all he did was give for the last 3 years. And you don't know how much he sacrificed. You don't know how much has been taken from him. None. But you on here running your mouth about something that you would never know, because it's not your situation. It's not your position. You would never know. So quit talking on stuff that you don't know about. You're not a business owner. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not a philanthropist. You're an online internet talker, woofer, like the majority of you all have become. The black community is full of a bunch of fucking talkers. Rarely are any of you all are doing. It's not many of you that are doing. It's most of you that are on here running your mouth on the internet all day, making social media sites some money. That's all you do. But when you really do get somebody in the community that want to help you, and then they say no, because that's the problem with takers. When you are a taker and you just want to take. And the moment that we say, you know what, we ain't giving no more. No, it stops. Now it's, oh, you ain't shit. You this and you that. Right, because I ain't letting you take from me no more. I'm no longer letting you pour down my energy, my vibrations. He probably in low vibrations over there. He probably over there trying to be the biggest coach and king, and he surrounded by a bunch of low vibrational ass people up in there. Because obviously it's a problem. Obviously. That man don't need the money, but he also knows and understands that he has a purpose, and that he is a coach, an empowerment speaker, an empowerment pusher. So he a chosen one. So when you a chosen one, it's certain things that you got to do, and you got to maneuver around, and you got to take certain deals and move certain ways, because you are bringing that money back to the community. So that that 5 million that he gonna get over time, right? Bet you more of the black community sees that money more than ever. But y'all over here messing it up with your running your mouth online, talking about shit that you don't know about. Talking about shit that you don't know about. Again, running, talking. Let's start doing. It's called pick up the torch. The other problem in the black community is like I said, you want one torch leader. There is no more Martin X's. There is no more Martin Luther Kings. There is no more. Why? Because we tired of getting killed for people that ain't gonna do nothing. This is part of my assignment. This is why I argue with God on a daily basis about my assignment. Why do I got to get on the internet and talk to these Negroes that ain't gonna never do nothing? That ain't gonna never change. That's gonna keep buying Gucci and gold and Louis, and then crying about it and wanting GoFundMe's and don't have life insurance and don't understand this and don't understand that. But I'm supposed to keep on talking. Why? This is why. You see how you act. He give you all of this, and then the moment he say he going over here to get a couple more resources to do this, oh, now he a sellout. Baby, bye. Our communities will never change because more than one person is not willing to pick up the torch. More than one person is not willing to pick up the torch. Point blank, period. It's called pick up the fucking torch. Because at the end of the day, I am not the only one that can change my neighborhood. If I'm saying don't sell grandma's house, if I'm saying fix your credit, if I'm saying start you a business, if I'm saying, and you're not doing, it's a waste of time. Period. All you get on here is run your mouth. This is the reason why all other communities are doing something, because nobody know how to come in and pick up the torch. You selling grandma a house, then you gonna get mad and say, oh, gentrification is coming in. Yeah, all y'all sold grandma a house for $50,000, $100,000, $75,000. South Shore area is being rebuilt right now. They are coming over, just the same way they did Inglewood and Woodline. South Shore is being sold. I'm literally going through houses, cleaning up people's houses that are selling these properties for $50,000, $70,000. And guess who coming in buying them? And then in the same sentence, you're going to say, oh, they're taking everything. What are you doing about it? Besides being online and talking about stuff that don't affect you. Where's the torch leaders? Where's the torch carriers? Right. It's not too many. It's not too many doers. Simple as that. Anybody who is upset with that man, you have a problem. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. You need to mentally get you some, go talk to a therapist. You need to look inside. Because the other thing was, Favre, y'all in Mississippi don't even have no fresh, clean water. But I have not seen so many posts. I didn't see no post about that. I seen a few posts about that. I don't think I seen any black people post about Brett Favre and that whole scandal, right? But what do we have on the internet? Black people tearing down Deon Sanders all over the internet. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I can't go nowhere. Everywhere I go, this is all I see. I'm one of them. If I got something to say, I'm going to speak on it. So today I'm speaking on it because I'm tired of seeing it. Where are the torch carriers? Where are the other athletes who could assist Deion? Where are they? Y'all just want Deion to come and be the saving king. Oh, Lord, just come and save us for year after year after year and take your car being broken into, your keys being broken into. You not getting money for your staff and your students, and you having to cover this and you having to cover that. Oh, take all that, Deion. But you sitting at home working at Dollar Tree, working at McDonald's. Even if you ain't working at Dollar Tree or McDonald's, there's a lot of y'all that's working in corporate America. You got a whole damn job. If you could get paid an extra $10,000, you gone. And again, it's not the full thing. I know for a fact. He don't got to say that. I know for a fact it's not about the money for him as far as just moving. It's for the resources too. It is what it is. We love HBCUs. I don't have any kids, but I have God kids. And I went to Chicago State is not an HBCU, but I went to a black university in Chicago, okay? It's different. Resources are not the same. Okay? I'm just like, I just was like, this is wild. Like we are literally in a matrix. I know this is not a real world. I know I know right now in this day and age that we living in, because everybody is just dumb and stupid. I'm sorry. Everybody is just dumb and stupid. That this is the matrix we living in. So this is not real life. Because the real people get shunned and torn down, and the fake people get glamorized and glamified. This is not real life. And this is how, oh, Lord Jesus. I think I took this to heart so bad because I could so relate to this man in this situation. I think this is why this particular topic gets to me so much. Because being a leader in my community, I can definitely relate. Man, it's frustrating. And I saw a post that he made that said, God give you peace. Y'all don't know what that man going through at that place. Y'all don't know what kind of unrest that man had. For him to say, God give you peace, I felt that wholeheartedly. When you got to let certain things go, it gives you so much peace when you let certain things that are just bringing your vibrations down. Those of us who are creators, who are thought leaders, who make change in this country, who make change for other people who look like us, there is a different kind of warfare that go against your life that majority of you all would never, ever understand. You would never understand it if it's not on your life. Never. But to speak on something that you have no idea about is really a very weak individual mindset. If you always a critic and you not a doer, once again, you a low vibrating, weak individual mindset. You need to go tap in. You need to go figure out who you are. Go get you some energy. Go get powered up. Because that's the other thing that I notice when I'm in Chicago in certain areas of my city. In certain areas of my city, my whole vibration is down. Is clouded, is negative. That's because all the people and the energy around here is over here mad and angry and hurt. A lot of the community is hurt. A lot of the community got issues mentally. Some of y'all is in y'all bloodline. Some of y'all, your grandparents and your great grandparents were unfortunately slaves, and some of them was that Willie kind of slave. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, your mindset has to change. In order for you to understand anything that's going to be growth and positive, your mindset has to change. Your mindset has to understand that certain things are necessary for change. And you may not agree with it all the time. You may not understand it all the time. But the worst thing for you to do is to talk negative on somebody's life that you have no clue about. You have no clue. You have not walked a day in their shoes. None. And for the African American community to always want to put the torch on one person, that is the problem. That is why you have no leaders, because you was waiting on a Malcolm, a Martin, when it's a whole community of you. But that's the problem. You have been brainwashed to think that to be controlled. You are controlled mentally. You controlled by this TV. You controlled by this social media. You controlled by this, especially this reality TV world of love and hip hop and negative energy and fighting and arguing and argumentative and just negative drama. You get what I'm saying? That's why you always arguing and fighting amongst each other, because you are full of drama and negative energy, and you got to release that shit. You got to clear it out. That means you got to do work. That's what that do. In order for that to clear out, you have to work on yourself. That doesn't just happen and go away overnight. It's called doing some work. You get what I'm saying? Putting some action to what you got going on. That's what that's called. It's just frustrating to see. I know my internet went out on TikTok. I don't know if y'all still there. If I need to redo the live, then I will. I'm just not seeing y'all stuff, YouTube. Is that what it is, Queen Diary? You say it's Gemini full moon today? Baby, my spirit right now is just, ugh. Oh, Lord. I said I was about to start tapping into this astrology. I've been looking at the moon every night. It's like the moon been talking to me. You say it's in the soil. It's in the soil environment. The energy is still festering. I promise. And that's it. That's just honestly the God truth. You cannot save everybody. And honestly, he ain't trying to save everybody. I'm sure he had to make that, he had to come to that conclusion. Like it's different. You said TikTok freezing. Okay, yeah. I thought so. It looked like it. I'm gonna restart it. Can you still see it? Yeah, my internet. Let me cut the Wi-Fi off. I know when you also on Wi-Fi out in public and then you not really on Wi-Fi, that affect it too. So let me cut that off. And then I'll restart it. TikTok messed up. Yeah, I'm getting ready to redo it. I'm gonna restart it. I got time today because I'm waiting on my mom at the doctor's office, so I don't got nothing but time right now. It's honestly though, y'all, it is. It's just heartbreaking and frustrating to see that, because it's always us. You your own worst enemy. It's always us. I'm gonna need to get with you, Queen, because I don't know when you say check within my chart. I'm gonna have to learn. We're gonna have to do a little one-on-one session or something. You have to tell me what I need to do to tap in. Because I'm definitely with tapping in. Exactly, Earl. Thank you, Earl. I didn't even see that. It's different on my phone than when I'm on the computer with y'all on YouTube. Thank you, Earl, for the tip. I got you, Dandelion. I got you. Hey, Brianna from TikTok. I may have to restart my phone sometime. My phone been kind of acting up all day. I'm gonna probably just restart it. Yeah, but I shared on my TikTok page the recent video that he had where his stuff was stolen. And so I had really shared somebody else's video and it said, I knew Deion was gone in. I was like, yeah, that's why I said you don't be understanding behind the scenes, man, what be going on. It be stuff building up to points. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, every single individual in this life makes the best decision that's for them and their family. Okay? Every single one of you. If it was your life and your family and your business, because remember, he's also an entrepreneur and business owner, right? He's a coach. He's an empowerment pusher. Again, this is why I said, when you don't know and understand the walk of life of being a speaker, of encouraging people, right? You're not limited to your city. People thought that I wasn't gonna never do this in Chicago. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not limited to little old Chicago. Chicago mindset still kind of whack and weak over here. So he's sometimes gonna push you and move you around. Then he took me down south. I did well in a lot of other states, right? So that is how it is. It's like, and now I'm moving globally. Like, I'm planning to speak in Africa, London. Like, you're not, when you are have a gift and you are chosen and you are leading and being led by God in a different light, not what your opinion is, because that's all you all have are opinions. All of us are opinionated. That's all we have is an opinion. Your opinion on this internet today, me even on here talking today, that man ain't gonna see this. It's not gonna bother him. He gonna keep doing what he doing the same way with you. As I'm talking and saying something to you, you gonna keep doing what you do. You gonna either change or you gonna keep being in the same boat and be a doer in the internet, keyboard typer, and not doing shit in your life. And that's gonna be cool too. And ain't nobody gonna care because none of us know each other like that, right? It's opinions. That's it. But this is facts over feelings. And that's the problem, is too many people have their feelings tied up in something that has nothing to do with facts. Facts over feelings. Business over feelings. Like, at the end of the day, that man has a greater mission. And that greater mission is his mission, not nobody else's. And that man don't need the $5 million personally. Like I said, he has already stated in other things that that half of that money is already accounted for with stuff. Because again, he's one that provides for his team. That's how they got all of they got a new field or something, a new locker room, a new this, a new that. JSU didn't put that up. He ain't walking away and saying, I'm going to take this field that I built, I'm going to take this new locker room. He not saying that. He came, updated the place, improved the place, and now on to the next. That's the problem with our people. It's so many other people who can come in right behind him and improve and do the same thing. It's so many other coaches that's retired that could come in and pull it and come in right behind Prime and pick up the torch. That's why I said, who willing to pick up the torch? Right. Ooh, Lord. Do we have to use our personal? No, you don't, Brianna. Nope, you don't. Ladies, it's okay to agree not to agree. But no, I'm getting ready to restart my TikTok. I guess I had some stuff going on. So now I'm on. Now I'm back on, I'm gonna say. Okay, I was trying to see if there's any other questions. Earl, you say a bunch of ones beat a bunch of nuns just trying to support the platform. Thank you, Earl. Yeah. Thank you, Dandelion. I had to restart y'all on TikTok. But see, this the other thing too with picking up the torch, right? And so the Deon Sanders is just one instance of it, right? This is kind of the other thing that I've been talking about with the picking up the torch. It's 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 across all boards in our community. I'm gonna just say that, okay? And when I say across all boards, right, with financial literacy, with real estate, like I said, selling grandma house, right? Understanding wealth building, right? Understanding to carry on certain things, right? Like understanding not to carry poverty over to your kids, right? Understanding like if you was in poverty and living check to check, do you want your kids and your grandkids to be living that same way? You get what I'm saying? Like it's understanding when I say pick up that torch, it's more than just even about Deon Sanders and what's happening, especially when it comes to the Black community, right? It's literally so many things that are being dropped and the ball are being dropped, but everybody is waiting on one person, one savior to do it. You get what I'm saying? So even like when, like I said, for me, when it comes to the whole community thing, right? Community leaders and all that stuff, really, you're not gonna really get that anymore. Right? You're not gonna get that the way I feel like people. Somebody asked the other day, like, who are our new Malcolms and Martin Luther Kings? Like, I look at 19 Keys. I like 19 Keys. I feel like he's definitely a leader, but he's also not in the standpoint of how they were. You get what I'm saying? But it's like everybody is always looking to someone to be like that one person that can represent every single person. And it's like we have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of communities, right? So how can one person lead hundreds of thousands of communities? They can't. That means you need other people to step in and step out of their comfort zones to actually do something, to actually help create the change, to actually help make things work. And that's what I'm saying with the whole Deion thing. TikTok, I had to come back on. I had got my camera got stuck, I guess, my internet or whatever. So I stayed on YouTube, but now we're back here. So what I was talking about was the whole, you know, Deon Sanders fiasco that I'm seeing all over the internet. You know, from us especially. I don't care what other people think, but to me the worst thing that we do as African Americans is get on these social media apps and just talk about each other. Like talk about each other in the worst way. Right? I cuss y'all out, especially when you be acting dumb or when you not thinking or when stuff like this, right? When you talking about stuff that you know damn well you shouldn't be talking about, right? But I feel like I'm more cussing you out with trying to open up your mindset to understand and get out of your limited thinking and be like, shut the fuck up sometimes and listen, right? So that, for me, I ain't on here talking about you, right? I'm more trying to shake your ass, like, you know, wake the fuck up. You know, some of y'all need that, right? But as far as like me, I'm not getting on here and I'm not bashing another accountant I'm not beefing with another tax office. You know what I'm saying? Like, the internet today is just, it's good and it's bad, but now I'm just starting to see more bad out of it than ever because it's really just become a place of an opinionated dumping ground. Literally, like just an opinionated dumping ground. Like nobody is out doing anything. Not the people on the internet. Like there's a lot of people that are outside actually in the field, working in the community, helping the community, giving back, right? There's a lot of us that's actually doing work for real, right? But majority of you guys on the internet are just internet keyboard typers with an opinion that aren't really doing anything at all. But but then always have something to say about somebody who is in their life. And that's what we were talking about earlier was you gotta clean y'all mindsets. You gotta clean your spirits up. You gotta clean your mental up. Because if you always go straight to a negative in something and you don't look at none of the positive aspects of it, on you. That's a mental, that's some issues within you. And a lot of times, y'all don't even know, but you don't even like yourself. So then people be wondering why you act the way you do. You don't even like you. Because your attitude is nasty and it's mean and it comes off ugly and condescending and you always got something bad and negative to say. That's you. That's you. That means you got some internal work to do. Okay? Seriously. Seriously. But as far as being a torch carrier, it's so many other people in the sports industry that can come in and be a torch carrier. Seriously. Deion is not the only person. It's not the only one. It's not the end all be all. And now just JSU and college football is just going to go to complete shits because Deion has left the building. Like, y'all are. And honestly, I'm gonna also say it like this: it's it's not your fault a little bit, but it is too. As adults, you still have to be accountable for your own thoughts and actions. But reality is mentally you have been brainwashed to believe and think certain ways, in this country, and unfortunately with us when it comes to black people, we have been mentally conditioned to hate each other. You have been mentally conditioned to go against each other, to argue with each other. That's why we got light skin versus dark skin. That's why we got east side versus west side. Like it's always been indoctrined to have some kind of separation within us. It's always got to be something that you got the uppity black folk, you got the ghetto black folk, right? I mean, it's always something that's in the lurks, right, that creates some kind of separation between us. And then you just get over this internet and y'all just act amok. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna say I'm a torch carrier, and I'm trying to make sure that majority of you all are not selling grandma's house. That's one of my things. Okay. That's one of my things. Yeah, we know. He acted like he the savior. Okay. And he was. He did actually do some savior work. I mean, that's on you if that's what you don't feel like. All the stuff that he did in them 3 years, that was definitely a savior. That definitely was some help. That definitely was some assistance. That definitely got them a new locker room, a new court, a new whatever, all the other stuff that he brought in and ticket sales and everything else. Yes, that's what saviors do. That's exactly what they do. They come in and they help improve. Yes. So we got one of them internet talkers on here that just run their mouth and talk and don't do nothing. You say, I hope he buys property in Colorado and makes his own. I mean, I'm sure he will. He's a very smart entrepreneur and businessman. If he doesn't have property there already. I mean, it is what it is. But there's a lot of ways to be a torch carrier. And part of being a torch carrier is keeping up with the good, right? If you have stuff going on in your community and you can help change that and you can help be a part of that, then step in, tap in, go and give back. Okay, go and do something that can help besides just be an internet woofer and keyboard talker and not doing nothing. Because most of the people who on here running their mouth haven't done nothing, have never ever supported or donated to a HBCU a day in their life with the 5 to 10 cents that they have. So when you start doing that, then we can talk. Thank you, Latoya. Everybody has their right to their opinion, sir. Yes, you're right. And that's all it is an opinion. Opinions don't matter. Facts do. Facts and numbers don't lie. Opinions don't matter. Everybody has one. It's just like an asshole. Everybody has one. So everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if it's the seed or a dot, right? Yep, your little 2 cent count. Hello. So, other thing that I was saying was grandmother's house. All right. So I have talked to you guys about how I have purchased property. I have purchased back my family home and made sure that it stayed out of foreclosure, right? I have shared that with you, how the houses and the properties that I have are owned by an LLC. I don't own these properties personally, right? There are benefits to these different things, okay? There are benefits to you coming back to your neighborhood and reclaiming your neighborhood back. There are benefits to you not selling grandma's house, is what I like to say, all right? There are benefits to you understanding and coming back into your communities and buying the blocks back, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how can we continue to be torch carriers. I don't have time to be on the internet going back and forth with internet keyboard woofers who don't do anything in life, okay? So for those of you all who are ready and you want to learn how to be a torch carrier, you want to learn about personal credit versus business credit, you want to learn about tax cheat codes and how the wealthy take advantage of the tax codes, right? Even though I'm not wealthy, guess what? I still take advantage of the legal tax codes that we have in this country, right? I'm building my wealth. I'm building my assets, right? Because I'm learning and I'm educating myself and I'm in rooms and teaching in rooms to give you the same information, right? Wednesday, we will be going over infinite banking and life insurance, why that is the easiest way to wealth. Greatest cheat code to wealth is having you a life insurance policy. Understanding to protect your family and your money. Okay? So, yes, we are going over business credit, personal credit versus business credit. On Thursday, we are going over passive income streams, mobile home investing, how you can get into mobile home investing. I bought a mobile home 2 years ago for $2,000. I flipped it for $9,000. I made $7,000 in a week. Okay? Mobile home investing is another very great way to get into real estate at a lower cost. All right? Mobile home investing is a very great way to get into real estate at a lower cost. There are mobile homes in every single state, every single county. Some states have more than others. So depending on where you are, you may be in a gold mine. Who knows, right? Tap in. On Friday, we are going over trust and estate planning because even though my properties are owned by an LLC, they are also protected asset-wise by a trust. All right. So my LLCs are owned and managed by my trust that was set up. We're going to go over all of these topics with my 5 guest speakers that we have on next week. Class starts Monday. The workshop is $197 for all 5 days with me and all 5 guest speakers, okay? These are the topics that we're going over. We're torch carriers in our community, and we're educating for $197, them crackhead prices, because we're giving you millions of dollars worth of gems. If you want to tap in, tap in. You can text me wealth to 773-253-8668. TikTokers, you can click the link in my profile page and you can secure your seat and secure your ticket. All right. We are on Zoom in a private Zoom workshop every single day next week. Class starts at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be on till about 8 o'clock at night, Central Standard Time, every single day, 5 days worth of millions of dollars of information. I no longer have time to entertain the unentertainable, non-understanding. Don't have time for deaf ears. I'm ready to empower people who are ready to be torch carriers. I'm ready to talk to people who are ready to not sell grandma's house. I'm ready to educate people who want to learn credit, taxes, how to work the system legally, how the wealthy do. Because at the end of the day, all this crap online, I don't got time for that. This is why I go live and I address and say what I need to say, get it up off my chest, and then I keep it moving because I got work to do. I'm a chosen one. God made me, created me to be different. I'm different. I talk different. I'm gonna keep encouraging and talking, but I'm not gonna focus on the negative. Can't. You'll never move around. And that's probably part of the reason why Deion is moving around. Like I said, I'm sure it's a lot of low vibrating energy around there. And it's time to move around. So, YouTubers, do you have anything to say? Any questions? TikTokers, do you have anything to say? Any questions while I'm on here? Yes, the event will be recorded. You'll get the access to the replay. Actually, instead of for 7 days, I'm going to give it to you for 30 days. So you'll have a full 30-day access of the replays for every single day that we'll be on. I wish this live chat would just stay open on YouTube. Okay, there we go. But at the end of the day, that's what torch carriers do. That's what torch carriers do is you the torch that was laid out for you, you pick up the torch and you carry it. All right. If anybody on here knows about being a torch carrier or what sacrifices torch carriers can make, I'm gonna just give y'all a little story time about me. My grandmother, Viola Louise Duval Stewart, was the first African-American woman in this country to fight for equal pay. In 1943, she went to court. She ended up going to the NAACP. She ended up going to court. The attorney Thurgood Marshall worked for the NAACP. At that time, he picked her case up. They ended up going to the Supreme Court to fight for equal pay in North Carolina or South Carolina. I can't remember. I think it was South Carolina that she was in, South Carolina. And she won her case. Okay. But let me explain to you what my grandmother went through during that time frame. My grandmother went through shame. People shaming her. People pointing the finger at not to talk to her because she was going against the system. And in that time in 1943, you could have been lynched. Okay? It's nothing like it is today where y'all walking around free. And this is why I say those of you who have never had a calling, never had an assignment on your life that allows you to make a decision about your life that affects everybody else, you have no room to talk about Deion or nobody else in this country because you don't know shit. You don't understand the sacrifice that was made. The fact that I was mad as hell when my grandmother said people quit talking to her. People literally would turn their back when she walked down the street as that's the woman that's got the court case. Like that scared shit. And that's how y'all act today. So many of y'all say y'all ain't y'all ancestors. Y'all would have did this. Y'all would have did that. Y'all would not have done shit because you scared right now in 2022 to make any kind of changes, to speak up, to stand together. Instead of sitting here banding together with the man, you online arguing and talking and complaining and bitching about shit that you don't know what the hell you talking about. So people who sacrifice their lives and their livelihood and their families, you don't know that. You don't understand the conversations. You don't understand the shuns, the meetings, the people. You don't understand none of that, and you never will. Never will. So the fact that anybody got something to say about this man and you ain't never walked a day in his shoes, you ain't never sacrificed your income, $1 for yourself or your family. Like I said, you will move around a job for a $10,000 increase. You'll leave a job for $1 or $2. But you expect this man to sit here year after year and you don't know what is going on. All you thinking about is, well, he said he gonna do this. You have no clue. You have no clue. Which is why you need to shut the fuck up talking. Because you don't know what you're talking about. None. And so for a time in 1943 for my grandmother to say there was an injustice happening in the teaching system for African American teachers to have been paid less than white teachers, and we're doing, if not more work, the same, and you're gonna pay us less because of the color of our skin. For her to say that in that time frame where she could have been lynched, I could not have been here. She could have actually gotten lynched. And guess what? Then I would not have been born. But guess what? I was born. And I was born with the same blood and fire that was up in her is up in me. Because what? I'm a torch carrier. Because my grandmother started this shit. So it would be disrespectful for me not to be a torch carrier. It would be disrespectful for me not to speak up when I see an injustice in my community, in my neighborhood, when y'all, the people who look like me, when we be trying to help and you acting up and you acting ignorant and you acting stupid and you acting dumb. Hell yeah, I'ma say something. Hell yeah, I'ma say something because I got the right to. I put the time in. My bloodline put the time in. What have you done? Nothing. But run your mouth on the internet, if that's. What has your grandmother done? What has your grandfather done? Go look up your history. Go look up your ancestry. Go look up and see what your bloodline committed and did and attributed to this country. Because I bet you'll find something if you quit worrying about somebody else and what they got going on in their life and start tapping into yours. Start tapping into your ancestry. Start tapping into your bloodline. Start tapping into your mindset. And why the fuck do you think you got the right to have an opinion on somebody else's life? Start figuring out what's wrong with you. Start figuring out what type of healing you need. Because obviously you need to be healed. Period. Because anybody that got something to say about that man in a negative way, you need to be healed. You got insecurities within yourself, and it's showing across my timeline. All of y'all hurt and negative, full of drama, full of fucking drama, and ain't sacrificed and did nothing a day in your life. I'm a torch carrier. That's what I am. I'm a chosen one. I'm God-led, baby. We don't think like you. So you can't even imagine how he thinking or how he feeling because your mindset ain't even on the same wavelength, boo. You ain't even in the same category. I hate to say it like that, but it's levels to this in life, and it is what it is. And it ain't saying that one is better or over the other, but there are certain ones of us who are chosen, handpicked by God, and we know our assignment. We don't have to explain nothing to you. You ain't got to understand. It ain't meant for you to understand. He ain't had a conversation with you. He had it with me. He had it with him. He had it with any other torch carrier out here. He ain't have it with you naysayers. Because opinions don't matter. It's facts over feelings. Numbers don't lie. Period. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm a civil rights grandkid. I know how this shit work. This is what I'm watching. This is why I feel the way I feel, because I'm looking at it happen all over again. And then the same people will say, well, why didn't this happen? Or why you ain't doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Simple as that. Then you ask them that. Oh, well, I ain't. Right, we know. You a mouth runner. That's it. It's so many things that could be done. It's so many people that went to these HBCUs and y'all never give back. Part of the reason why HBCUs lack funding is because of lack of donation. Part of that. But I bet you go to the drum roll every year. I bet you go to the football classic every year. Right? Do you come back and speak? Do you come back and teach? Do you come back and educate? Do you donate? I don't make excuses up and say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. Like I said, my business gave $4,000 in scholarships. We gave $1,000 to students who were going to HBCUs. I have the video, one of the videos of the girl on my TikTok page. I'm not saying, well, I don't have Deion money to do that. No, I wanted to give back, so I sacrificed. $4,000 out of my business and made sure I gave that $1,000 to a college student that was headed there. What you doing? On the internet talking? Okay. Right. So that's the biggest difference between torch carriers and doers. It's as simple as that. Either you're a doer or you and a torch carrier, or you're a naysayer and a talker. We don't have to agree on everything. Okay? I don't agree with everything that Kanye say. I don't agree with everything that Kyrie has said, but I love both of them. I definitely love me some Deon Sanders, right? What I'm not saying is that we have to agree on everything. But what I am saying is if we are going to disagree, then it also could be a disagreement in a way where it's still respectful. In no way, shape, or form, people should be disrespecting this man, calling this man out his name, calling this man a sellout when he has given so much. That's my thing. All right? That's my thing. Donating $4,000 to the IRS, that's on you for filing the taxes the way you filed it. So whatever. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Yes, I am. My primary source of income is tax and business strategy. I've been completely self-employed for 10 years. I've had my company for 14 years. I own my own brand and my own name. Yes. Any other questions? He did, Brittany. He did, and he can only do so much. He can only do so much. Seriously, at the end of the day. So people want to talk and all that extra shit. Call in another football player. Call in another one. Somebody else could come in and pick the torch up. They act like it's the end all be all. It like he's the only person on the planet coaching. Seriously, another person could pick the torch up. And that's the problem is black people want one person to come in and do every single thing without having to put no work in, but run your mouth all the time and ain't did no work. Nothing. Makes no sense. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, opinions are just that. Opinions. How many torch carriers are out here in the world actually doing something? Helping your community, giving back to your community, donating to your HBCU. But this is how it always has been. And this is also why in 2022, we still talking about the same stuff that my grandmother was talking about in 1943 and fighting for in 1943. Same stuff. You still fighting for rights. You still fighting for this. You still fighting for that. We still talking about first black this, first black that. And that's because our people have a whack, warped, weak mindset and have not understood that when you need to get off the internet and quit running your mouth all the time and being an internet keyboard pusher and actually get out here in your community and do some work for stuff to change. Because nothing is going to change with you just sitting around talking on the internet all day. Especially when, at the end of the day, your neighborhoods are being sold. I live on the south side of Chicago. I grew up on the southeast side of Chicago, Tarrytown, born and raised my whole life. 77 to Essex. That whole area right now looks like Gary. But, and guess what's happening? Other nationalities are coming in, buying grandma's house that everybody's selling for a little bit of nothing. Everybody's selling for a little bit of nothing and not understanding that value in their property. The problem with us as a community is you don't, one, understand financial literacy. You don't understand real estate and investment and the value of keeping property. If your grandmother bought this house 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and y'all around here selling it off for a little bit of nothing. I do junk removal cleanouts with my that's my box trucking business that I have with my ex and my business partner. We do junk removal. Last week, we did junk removal on 3 houses. All 3 houses were owned by black families. All 3 houses were being sold under value. One house sold for $130,000 that was worth $300,000. The lady that we was cleaning out, I'm trying to stop her from selling her house right now. She an older elderly lady. She getting ready to sell her house for less than $100,000 and it's worth $250,000 without even no work being done. So at the end of the day, what I don't have time to do is be on here and going back and forth with nobody about nothing. Because what I'm doing in my neighborhood and in my community is I'm actually making change. I don't have time for people who just running their mouth all day. And this is, at the end of the day, what I'm saying to y'all. You guys can have your opinions on that man, but watch him go glow. Watch him go glow. And use them resources that now he has more access to. Watch him go and do more because he's not listening to opinions. He's doing what God told him to do or however he feel. He said he's God-led. It's certain things that was moved with him. And I feel the same way. And when we say God, some of y'all be thinking whatever. At the end of the day, what we saying is we tapped in. When I say I'm tapped into my higher power. I'm tapped into my third eye. I'm tapped into my ancestry. I'm tapped into my bloodline. I'm tapped into who I am as a person, as a leader, as an individual. So at the end of the day, okay, you talk about some, okay, we talk about having a business partner. That's an ex. Help. We good. Luckily, we don't have no problems. We good. We had that conversation. Because again, when I tapped in and I did the work that I needed to do for myself as a woman, all that anger and hurt that will, as far as being in a relationship with him, that went out the door. And I was able to understand him as a person, as an individual. And yes, we were able to still maintain a business after that. I'm not one of them women that's, oh, you blah, 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 blah. I was real mad, hurt, and angry. But I went through therapy. I did the work to work on me internally, mentally, emotionally. Right now, I'm doing the work health-wise, physically, getting to the gym, working with a trainer, eating better. Right? It's mind, body, and soul. Seriously, that's real. When you do the work and start changing your mind, body, and soul and your mindset, baby, your whole life gonna change. Whether you a man or a woman. And that's what I'm saying. Too many of you guys on here are focused with negative energy, negative thoughts, having drama all the time, having opinion all the time on somebody else's life that don't affect you. You get what I'm saying? Oh, my car ain't started. My key been acting up. That's one thing, my car will not start if my key is not acting, it's not right. Oh, I'm like, Lord, what's going on? I need a little heat. It's cold. But this ultimately, y'all, but you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get great. It's gonna get better. I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. We'll see. But all I could do is what I could do. And so the same way many of us are led, when we say led and chosen and talking to your creator, your higher power, understanding your gift, understanding why you was put on this earth, understanding what your commitment to this community is, because you didn't just wake up and be born here to just go pay bills and die. Like, all of us have an assignment here. All of us have a reason why we're here. And many of you just don't never tap into it. Many of you just die a mediocre life because you never tapped into your real power, your real energy. And so for me, I can wholeheartedly say that. 10 years ago, no, I had a totally different mindset in the way that I thought. Whereas now, 10 years later, being in business, going through everything I went through, doing some inner work, it's a totally different mindset. And it actually gives you a totally different level of freedom and peace in your life because you let go of people. And especially when you are a giver and a good giving person, just like Deion, when you giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and spending your own money and putting your own money up, and this school taking the money and this school doing what they want to do with the money and the school doing whatever. At some point you get tired and you get frustrated. And you like, you know what? This ain't working for me. I don't have peace at night. I don't have sleep at night. I'm tossing, I'm turning. I don't feel right. For those of us that are connected, it's in your spirit. Like your body hurt, your mind hurt. You don't feel well. It's like you sick. You have to release that toxic from around you. And when we say around you, that's space, that's people, that's energy, that's atmospheres. That's why I limit myself with people. That's why I don't go out everywhere. That's why I'm not every party event. That's why you're not going to catch me out like that. That's why I don't mess around with too many folk, because energy is real and it's transferable. And your negative energy is not going to be on me when I done so much work to maintain mine, to empower mine. No, I ain't going down like that. No. So a lot of you guys be thinking people be acting funny. No, it's because your mindset and your energy is whack and ain't put together. And you still got all this negative drama and BS. There's so many females I let go of not talking to and hanging around because there's no growth. It's no conversation. It's no business talk. I ain't got time to sit on the phone and talk about no another female and what she got going on. We all done been through some shit. Like that ain't my kind of conversation. If we ain't talking about business, money, getting some wealth, building something, you're not in my world. I'm not connected to you. We don't have no conversation. I got a whole new phone number last year. Less than 10 people got my phone number. My life is pleasant right now. Peaceful right now. I understand what Deion is saying. He going towards peace. That's what it's called. It's called peace. Peace of mind. And it ain't for you to understand because God wasn't talking to you. Your life is for you. His life is for him. Mine is for me. And that's just point blank period with it. And that's one of the things that my grandmother said was, while she was going through that court case and so many people had shunned her and so many people didn't want to talk to her and said she was disgraceful and she was going up against a man and going up against the system. But when she won that court case, guess what? Them same folk was at her door giving her kudos and trying to throw her backyard parties and all that stuff. My grandmother, you know, the beautiful queen that she was, you know what I'm saying? She didn't even respond to none of that shit. She didn't even acknowledge half of them fake ass people. Because like she said, at the end of the day, when you're doing things for people and they don't even understand, you have to be totally disconnected from the feeling of hurt. Like, I know she was hurt, but she had to be strong. Even with me, she had to, kind of keep that up. But I knew damn well she was hurt. I'd be hurt if I'm going to war for people and then they sitting here talking about they ain't talking to me and I could get lynched. You get what I'm saying? But she put that warrior coat on like the G that she was, and she was like, you know what? It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't right, so I'm going to speak on it. And that's what most of you ain't willing to do. You ain't willing to sacrifice your life, your money, your income, your livelihood for something that really probably don't even affect you. Because the crazy part is, after my grandmother did all of that, she met my grandfather and they moved in less than 90 days, I want to say, after the case. She moved out of the state in the city and don't even work at the school. She didn't even benefit from it. So again, it just showed me how God picks and chooses certain ones of us to be chosen, to speak up, to create change, to start these kind of conversations so that change can happen for somebody else. It's not always to benefit you. You may be doing what you're doing right now to benefit somebody else. I know damn well I am, because I didn't want to be out here talking to y'all and doing this. But it's been in me since the day I was born. That means he put it in me. That means this is my assignment. That means I'm chosen for this. So when you learn and understand certain things, you walk in your calling. It is what it is, and that's all that man doing. And many of you just don't know your calling. You haven't tapped in and found your own power. You haven't tapped in and looked into what you could do. You haven't tapped in into your own greatness. But all you could think about is to be negative and talk about somebody else. Go do some work. That's my thing for you. Go do some work. Go do some life work. Then we'll come back and have a conversation. Let me go through TikTok and see what y'all talking about. Let me make sure my mom ain't text me. All right. If any of y'all want to tap in and you want to learn finances, money management, you want to learn credit and to get out of poverty and debt and living check to check and paycheck to paycheck, then tap in. Come on into my 5-day wealth challenge with me and my guest speakers and learn something. Learn something that's going to help educate you. We got 5 people coming on speaking to talk to you about credit, taxes, insurance, life insurance, mobile home investing, all 5 days for $197. You ready to learn, flip your mindset, get off some negative energy and learn something positive, learn something that's going to benefit you. Like this is the type of stuff that we talk about. When I'm holding classes and workshops, it's going to benefit you. You're going to learn something. I just shared today on my channel and page on Facebook the receivership program. So in Chicago, we have this real estate. It's this program that you can go and you can pretty much get like approved to buy houses, like distressed houses in Chicago. And so I just shared that. It's a 3-day program that's happening. I'm taking that receivership program. But with that receivership program, I'll have access to distressed properties in my community, and I'll be able to work with people to actually obtain these properties. I'll be able to work with people to actually obtain them, work with contractors to come in and fix them up. And, so like I said, it's a whole lot. It's easy to get online and talk and run your mouth all day, but it's a whole lot more important when you actually are on the front lines to do the work. It's way better when you're actually making a change in your community, when you helping with things. Because at the end of the day, as Black people, we need to understand that there is nobody coming in to save you. There's nobody coming in to change your community. When they do come in and change your community, it's being gentrified. The changes that are happening right now in South Shore and Southeast side of Chicago and the South side of Chicago, we got the Obama Library coming. We got all of these new things, all these new buildings coming up. Black people, you think that their concern is, oh, you keep your house? No. They're coming over here knocking on your door, offering you $50,000, and y'all taking it, thinking that that's money. And that's not no money. When your house is now worth, in this area, houses are not going for $200,000 to $300,000. We haven't seen that kind of value in years, decades, I'm gonna say. Houses been stuck at 100 something for years over here. So now when your house actually has some value and it's actually worth more, you're selling grandma's house for pennies on the fucking dollar. What is wrong with y'all? Thirsty. These three siblings sold their grandmother house for $130,000. And guess what? They did not walk away with $130,000. They walked away with $85,000. Because after closing costs, fees, taxes, whatever else had to be done and to sell the property, 3 people is gonna split $85,000. And the house is worth $300,000. Now, if they were thinking of keeping the torch going, as what I said, as are you a torch carrier? If they were thinking and decided to get together and one of them or all of them, or get together as one of them and get their credit fixed, and it didn't have to take much because you can get a whole crib now with a 580 credit score at minimum, right? But you can get loans. You can get government assistance and down payment assistance once you at a 640. So if one of them would have said, okay, we're going to fix our credit up, get to a 640, then we're going to open up a family trust, stuff that I'm going over in the wealth challenge. Then we're going to open up a family trust, and we're going to all three get life insurance. And we're going to put the life insurance, and we're going to make the life insurance the beneficiary of each trust. So now when we pass away, it don't go to our kids, it go to the trust, to the family trust. And now within that trust, we can all dictate and say how we want this money to be spent, how we want things to be maintained, right? Then they could have bought their grandmother house back, probably had some cash still left over, and kept that property in the family and rented that property out if they didn't want to stay there. But this is not what black families are doing. I'm seeing too many black families giving grandmother's house away that they worked 30 and 40 years to pay for, in times where they were redlined, in times where they were forced to be in these areas to live together and have this property. And now in a time when the property values are up, you all are selling these properties at the lowest, cheapest crackhead prices just to get a quick dollar. And now you have not carried the torch for grandma, as she wanted you to maintain this property or keep it in the family, or even if you are going to sell it. If you are going to sell it, at least sell it for the value of what it is. You didn't get 300 at the table. You got 130. You got 130 because that's what you asked for. And the crazy part was if you knew better, all you had to do was get a freaking real estate attorney or a real estate person that would have told you, hey, get an appraisal real quick. You paid a little $400-$500 for an appraisal. You get to see the value of your house, and then you make sure that. But when you're doing off-market deals and you want to just hurry up and get some money, and you don't go that route, you don't even put the property on the MLS site, you doing a private sale because you just so thirsty for the money, you got played. And the only thing I'm going to say with this is the investor that got the property, at least he's a black man, because he's a client of mine. And we do junk removal for him at many properties that he owns. And so he said that. He said he asked them at the table, like, what's going on? Y'all trying to keep the house? You want to work out a deal? And he said they was like, no, we want to get rid of it. We been here our whole life. We gone. We ready to move. We doing this. We doing that. What y'all finna do with $85,000 split 3 ways? I told him that money gone. That was 2 weeks ago. He said when it had happened. I said, baby, I said that little 25, 37, 30,000 they got a piece, it's gone. This is what y'all doing. And then y'all will say, oh, it's gentrification. They came and took over everything. Yeah, you just sold the whole community away for pennies on the dollar. But I'm a torch carrier. So I have to say this. This is the type of stuff that I have to get on my line and talk about, because this is the type of stuff that's happening in my neighborhood, in my community. This is the type of stuff that's happening. So, yes, I do workshops. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a tax and business strategist. This is how I educate as well as make money. It's twofold. I'm still helping, but I'm still being paid. It's the same thing. This is how any and every single one of us live in your day-to-day world and life. You will never be taught this in school. They don't teach this. They don't teach you taxes, credit, money management. They don't teach you real estate. They don't teach you property value. But guess what? What game did we all play as kids? And we probably wasn't paying attention as much as we should have been. I know I wasn't. I just bought a Monopoly game the other day just to go back, start playing Monopoly so I could play it in real life. If you ever buy a game for your kid, go buy your kid Monopoly for this Christmas. They don't need no other freaking toy. Teach them the game of money. Teach them to understand how this country really works, because whoever created that board game Monopoly, they were trying to show us something, and a lot of us was not paying attention. I'm coming back for my boardwalk. I'm coming back for my Park Place. I'm coming back for my Vermont What was all of them? All I remember was Boardwalk and Park Place, right? I'm coming. I'm coming. And I'm coming and I'm taking it back in my own neighborhood, in my own community that I grew up in my entire life, because I refuse to allow somebody else to come in and get it. All right, Mama, I'm coming. There she goes. So we got to go. Went over our heads. Went straight over our heads. Went straight over our heads. Straight over. So that's why I'm telling y'all right now. Instead of buying them kids all them toys that don't mean nothing, them kids do not care about no clothes, no Gucci, no labels. They kids. Especially the little ones. I ain't talking about y'all ones in high school and early grammar school. We know they care about that crap, right? But it's up to you as the parent. It's up to you as the adult to teach them that labels and brands don't mean shit. Assets do. Holding on to this property that you got. Holding on to grandma's house. Holding on to everything that your ancestors built for you. That's what this really is about. It's not about all the shiny things that y'all think it's about. That materialistic shit means nothing. It's worth so much more when you actually got it. When you actually got assets. When you actually got money in the bank. When you actually got properties and stuff like that. Then it's worth so much more to go buy them shiny things. You get what I'm saying? Because now those assets that you have, those buildings, those properties, these businesses, that land, the mobile homes, the credit that you got, now you can understand. And now you could go and triple and double your money because you got something to work with. You got money in the bank. You got credit. You got asset protection. You can leave something to your kids and your grandkids. So, like I said, if you want to get in the 5-day wealth challenge, it's $197 for all 5 days, educating you on trust and estate planning, credit versus business credit, taxes, tax cheat code, life insurance. You can text me to 773-253-8668. I'm going to type it here in the chat for you guys on YouTube. TikTokers, you guys have access to be able to click the link in my bio, or you can text me, or you can take that link. But tap in. My mom's back in the car. I'm gonna take her to another location, and I will see y'all in a minute, because I'm in the car all day driving Miss Daisy. So
So you going into this store with me?
Oh, I got to go into this store with her. So, okay, well, I'll be back after. We're in the next location for her, okay? So, I teach everything for free at the end of the day.